Alright everyone, what is up? It is Voodoo51292, or Josh if you prefer, and welcome back to my bedroom in my apartment for the final time. And tonight we are going to be doing our second series of, or our second edition I should say, of my series Packin' for Home. And this, well, it's not really an episode, but this set of videos will be for the spring of 2012. I am packing up at the end of my 4th semester in college, my sophomore year, to go home for the summer, and leaving this apartment for good. We are moving to a different apartment next semester. So if you're not familiar with what Packin' for Home is, I started it last year in winter of 2011, and it's basically just a series where I burp a lot and loudly. In addition to that, again, it's not a very visually exciting thing. It's basically me just packing up some things to get ready to go home, but it's a time for me to take out and talk candidly to you guys, the viewers, to talk casually about things that are going on, to kind of recap the past few months since the last Packin' for Home. Just basically like an open mic sort of set of videos where I just talk casually. And I was worried when I did this the first time that people would think it'd be too boring, but surprisingly I actually got a good amount of views on those videos, and a few people saying to me that they actually really enjoyed my first Packin' for Home. So we're going to do it again. And this set, I might as well go ahead and start. This set is actually going to be a little bit longer, if not a good deal longer, than the first Packin' for Home, simply because when I was doing it the first time, I was only packing up to go home for semester break. I would be coming back here in just a few weeks when I was doing that, but now I'm completely moving out, meaning I'm moving everything out. Everything out with me. So everything in here has to go. Now I can't do all of it tonight because I don't really have any boxes or anything. There's a lot of little things that I can't move out, but I'm going to try to get as much of it in order as I can before we go. And like last year, I got, that's a really heavy coat. I got garbage bags to put my clothes in. This leather coat is really heavy, actually. And I actually need to take them out here. Now you remember, I think it was in part 3 or 4 of the last Packin' for Home, I had one of my garbage bags completely rip on me in the middle of filming. And now I have hefty, large trash bags that hopefully are a little bit more durable. The big, thick black kind, the big industrial kind, so hopefully these, well actually these don't even have handles, so they can't rip, at least from the handles. But, yeah, so I guess we'll start talking. So, already the last night in this new apartment, or I just said new apartment, it's already the last night in this apartment. What I'm going to do is move all these clothes over here and take them all off hangers first, then start folding. I really can't believe that I've already been here for a whole school year in this apartment. I remember when I put up the video talking about, or basically showing you guys the apartment when we first moved in. I made that video the night we moved in, doing like an apartment tour, and a 2-part apartment tour, and I still remember that very clearly. And it's really hard to imagine that already the time has come to move out. And I guess it's sort of sad in a way. I did have a lot of fun, a lot of good times here. It was definitely cool living with Tyler again, which I lived with my freshman year in the dorm, but also Chris and Dave, my other 2 very good friends. It was cool. It was certainly a learning experience. we had a lot of fun. There were also times when we didn't have so much fun. We argued and things about cleanliness around the apartment, or just random things that you argue with friends about. But in the end, I think we all had a good time. I think it was a lot of fun. And next semester, we will be losing one. We'll be losing Chris. This is the shirt I'm gonna keep out to work for tomorrow. Chris is actually gonna be moving back home, and so Tyler, Dave, and I will be living together again. And we are moving to a new complex, which is just a couple streets down, but actually a lot closer to campus. So it's really not far from here at all. Maybe just a couple minutes if there was no street lights or anything like that. A couple minutes away from here, but hopefully it's a nicer complex than this one. The apartments are really not in that great a condition here. We've had lots of issues and problems with things breaking, things not working properly in the apartment. So fingers crossed that we don't have that many problems in the new one. But the cool thing is that we each have our own bathroom in the new apartment, which is awesome. And we all have our own big walk-in closets, which is sweet because as I showed you, I think, in my apartment tour video, the closet we just have here is just sliding doors and it's very shallow. So the problem with this is that there's no storage space. All the stuff that you want to store is basically, it's all under my bed right now because there's no place to store anything. And that's a problem. So I'm really excited about the walk-in closets because that gives us definitely a good place to store a bunch of these things and hopefully keep the room cleaner and less cluttered. The bedroom sizes are about the same as they are here, which is kind of a downer. These kind of are a little small, but the bathroom, everybody having their own bathroom is cool, and the walk-in closets are cool. Now the living space is actually smaller. Like the apartment, square footage wise, is smaller because there's obviously 3 people instead of 4. Well, I like it. I think it's cool. And this time, unlike last semester when we got kicked out of our dorm at the last minute and we had to hurry up and find an apartment in just a few days, we now actually were able to take our time and go around and tour many different apartments, and we all kind of consensually picked this one as the one we thought was the nicest and the one that price-wise was okay. It's a little high in price, but other than that, it's pretty cool. So looking forward to it. I will miss this place from time to time, but I think it's time to move on. Hopefully get a place where our kitchen sink does not back up every week, and just, I don't want to go on a list of all the things that we've had problems with this apartment because the list would be way too long. And I don't know if it's in the frame, probably not, but I still have the bed sheet pinned up over my window where they never came and put blinds, even though we asked them to. So that should just kind of give you an idea. Plus, this new complex does not allow pets, which is good because it smells pretty bad around here because people don't pick up after their pets, and so it would be nice to not have to live in an area that smells horrible all the time. So that'll be cool. So yeah, final night in the apartment. I will be stripping it bare of all the, or all, I say all, but the paintings and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So about that exam today that I made a vlog video about last night, that didn't go so well. It was really, really hard, like I figured it would be. I needed an 80% on it. I'm not so sure I swung that, which really sucks. Because if I did it means I get a B, which means that my overall GPA will actually fall. I did the calculations, it'll actually fall from a 3.81 down to a 3.84, and you might be saying, well, that's not such a big deal, and on the surface it doesn't seem like it, but it's actually very difficult to pull up your GPA, even fractional points. For instance, I have a 384 right now. If I were to get an A in genetics and I got a 4.0 this semester, because I'm just going to assume that I get an A in the class I have a final on tomorrow, even though I haven't been studying for it. But if I were to get a 4.0, my GPA would only go from a 384 to a 388. So it's actually very difficult to raise it as it is, and I want to get to a 3.9 and graduate with at least a 3.9. That's my goal, but I don't know. We'll hold out hope. Very difficult exam. But, you know, it is what it is. It was a hard class. I don't think she was a particularly outstanding professor for it. I didn't like how she tested, for sure. She sure didn't make things clear most of the time. So, what you gonna do? I just did my best. I got A's and everything else. I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna assume I have an A in anthropology. That's my exam tomorrow. And it really shouldn't be that hard. Hoping it's not. I haven't been looking at it, like I said. But, yeah, so, oh well. Fingers crossed. Nothing I can do about it now. I'll do a quick time check. Okay, couple minutes. Not too much longer. Almost done with part 1 already. Good Lord. I had a lot that I wanted to talk about, too. So, maybe I should just stop it now before I get sidetracked talking on another topic and then have to split in the middle. So I think I'm going to do that. So, alright, so I will split the video, and when I come back, I will start talking about some of the topics that I wanted to discuss. So I'll see you guys in part 2.